Hey, what's going on?
Hey everyone, welcome to the Lotus Star Show, and I am Star.
I'm Ashley or Lotus.
Yeah, I think right now we're going interchangeable.
Yeah, we can go with either or. I answered it both. So
yeah, I don't.
Your hair looks really good. She did a good job with it.
Thank you.
Yeah, you look really, really cute, girl. These curls are popping. They're popping. It took so much time just to get it to look like this. So it's taking everything in me not to cut them off again. You know me.
Yeah, it looks good though.
Yeah.
And with that color and your curls and everything, it's like awesome.
Yeah, I'm like, you know me, because once something looks really good on me, I'm like, okay, time to change it up. So I've actually been debating on whether or not I want to go like ginger red. I don't know. We'll see.
The fun part is now that you've lightened your hair, you can do whatever color you want to, honestly. So that's a plus.
Yeah, I won't do it again by myself. That I won't do. I will definitely seek out a professional because I have some very white parts in my hair that I'm looking at like, I don't know how this happened, but it's okay. It looks good. Looks good. Yeah.
The side that people see, looks good. So that's a plus.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah. All right. So one, thank you all so much for your support in our first episode. I know we've had I know a lot of my people have been sharing, liking, following us. So that's really awesome. Thank you as we venture on this journey.
Yes, IG has been going off like my notifications. I'm like, oh, I'm important. No, Miss Lotus, you're not important. It is all for the Lotus Star Show. So it has been going off like crazy. My phone keeps going off. I'm like, ooh, a new follow request. And it's like, no, it's not for you. Nobody likes you.
No. So we appreciate you. So
yes, very much so. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for liking. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. So this is exciting. It's very, very exciting. We just released our first episode. When was it? Like 2 days ago?
Yes.
2 days ago. How do you feel now that it's been released?
Relieved. Because as you all will learn, that I am definitely that I need plans, which is kind of gonna go into our whole story of this episode is I need plans. Like this whole on a whim thing, it doesn't really work for me.
But I'm the on a whim person. I'm like, hey, let's just do it. It'll be fun. Yay. Yeah.
But I couldn't.
Crystal's like, when can we release this? What do we need to do? And I'm just like, can you relax? Like, relax just a little. We have time. We're on our time. We don't have to worry about other people. We're good, right?
But even then, so we just released it, but I was like, okay, I need to make sure I have this graphic that's posted, as well as make sure there's a story, make sure there's a little bit of audio in there. Like I have to make sure that it's still as connected as possible.
You can't help yourself, can you?
I cannot.
You can't. I know. I know. That's why I relinquished everything to you, because it doesn't matter what I do. You're gonna go back over it anyway, so it doesn't even matter. I can plan. No.
I just like order. I just need order.
Oh, that's what it is. You call it order. I call it control. But it's okay. It's all right.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's okay.
All right. So on to our topic this time. Memorial Day just passed, and we had a nice impromptu trip to Florida. And that was Ashley was just sharing, that was our first trip since legit high school.
Yeah.
Like fun trip, because again, we both went our own separate like paths. So even though we've been friends for as long as we haven't actually taken any trips together.
No. And it was a lot of fun. It was a last minute thing where we had this is why I appreciate the fact that you are such a planner, because everything that could have gone wrong went wrong.
Oh my gosh.
Everything that could have went
Literally.
wrong. But you know, it makes for a great story, and it was a lot of fun, and we had a good time, and
Yeah.
yeah, so it was amazing. I wouldn't have it any other way. I wouldn't. So now we're planning another trip. We went to Tampa. I have a friend down there, another high school friend, you know, I've known for a long time. And very the last minute, he's like, hey, why don't y'all come down this weekend? And I'm like, I don't know. It's not enough notice. And then I thought about it and I was like, to hell with it. To hell with it. I work hard. We work hard.
Yeah.
We do all of this stuff. And what are we doing with it? We're not enjoying our time.
Right.
Man, to hell with it. So I packed up the kids. I said, Crystal, let's go. And it actually worked out perfectly. We had a photo shoot that we had to do. The guy, his name is Mike. Shout out to Mike. He's so
Mike
amazing.
was awesome. He was a
He is
great
so
host
amazing.
and photographer.
It's so funny. So I have to remember to smile more, right? Because as we're taking the pictures, he's like, now I see why nobody talks to you. You mean mug everybody. I'm like, I can't help that. I can't help it.
And meanwhile, I was like,
I know. What was the pose? He went.
Yeah. That's like my signature one.
Point. Listen, Crystal gets in front of that camera and her whole inner goddess just comes out. I'm trying to tell you, she got like the model poses down pat. Meanwhile, I'm making like the ugliest faces, and I'm like, I think we can only like use 3 pictures out of this whole photo shoot.
Yeah. And Mike was like, this was almost good.
This one would have been nice. He's like, what did he say? He's like, I tell you, don't smile. You smile. I'm like, yeah, I can't help it.
Yeah.
You can't tell me what to do. So I'm working on that. That was my personal takeaway from the trip. Work on smiling more, because I do have that, that leave me the fuck alone face.
Right.
I do have that.
Right.
And I've heard that for years, but now I was able to actually see it in real time compared to what everybody else was saying. So I promise, guys, if you speak to me and I'm mean mugging you, it's not intentional. That's just my face. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And that's a good thing about takeaway. I think for me, my biggest takeaway is something that you said. It is not my problem.
It's not your problem, right?
Because again, one of the barriers is, trying to problem solve before I left. Like, I can't just leave. I have to have a plan. Like, there has to be a plan. If I'm going to go out of town, I have to make sure I communicate things. I have to say things, like all these XYZ tasks. And Ashley was like, it's not your problem. Like, it is not your problem.
Right.
So,
and that's the great thing about you and about your personality. Like, but that's also the problem too. You take on so much and you're weighing yourself down and you're causing yourself so many burdens that don't belong to you. It's not your problem. Let it go. Let somebody else deal with this sometimes. Like, seriously, somebody else can step up sometimes.
Right.
But I'm so glad that you came. I think it was a blast. We had so much fun. So
had so much fun.
We ended up in Florida. We ended up down in Tampa. And it's so funny because what time did we leave out? We were supposed to leave out at like 1:00 in the morning, right?
Oh my gosh.
We were to get to Tampa. We were supposed to leave out at 1:00 in the morning so that we could be there by 8:00. We didn't leave out until almost 3. Okay, so I am the person that when my alarm goes off, I hit it like 50 times before I actually get up. Were you awake?
I was up at 2. I was like, oh, okay. But so I'm that person who, especially if I know there's something to do, I'm like, okay, let me sleep light because I don't want to oversleep, because otherwise I am a snoozer. I will snooze multiple times. Going to work, I might show up at like 8:15, close to 8:30 some days, because I'm going to snooze. That's a regular routine for me. But something new, I'm going out of town. So I was like, okay, actually the light's on, so I guess she's moving.
I did. I got up at like 2. But I think I went and showered and, all that kind of stuff. We ended up not leaving out until almost 3:00 in the morning, and it's a 7-hour drive to Tampa.
Yeah.
And and it was so funny because I was like, yeah, we're gonna get there. We'll have a couple of minutes to rest. And I call Mike and I'm like, all right, we're about 15 minutes out. He's like, okay, great. He's like, now that you guys are here, the truck is already packed and we're going straight, we're going straight to the park. I'm like, huh?
What?
What? Wait, I need a nap. I'm
I
tired.
need to change
I need a change. Can I brush my teeth, please?
something. It was such a fast process, but so we went to I'll Never Venture in Universal, and it was like, for me, I needed that. I needed that rush. I needed that fun and excitement. Um, and I honestly needed that lack of control.
Yeah.
You can't control the rides, how they're gonna be, or anything else like that. So I definitely needed that. Now it was pretty packed, but I was making sure I still had on my mask because can't trust everybody.
So what I've learned, okay, so everybody knows I love theme parks. I love roller coasters. That's my life. I'm about that life. I got two older kids. My kids are in their teens, and they're just like, we know that we go to a theme park, mom's getting on the rides. What I've learned is I'm a theme park and the cold person. I will not go back again in 80 to 90 degree weather. I can't do it. We got to the park and I swear I almost felt like I was about to pass out. I was so hot. I was dehydrated. And I'm sitting here like, please hold it together, Ashley. Hold it together. If Mike gets wind of this, he's going to spaz out. So I'm like, literally, I just need something to drink. I just need water. I just need something. And so eventually we got through. We were in that line for like, what, 45 minutes to get into
Yeah, just to get into the park.
But it was a lot of fun. And we did a lot. We spent the entire day there. We had planned to leave the park at 8:00. We did not plan on closing the park out, but we ended up closing the park out. We were able to get on most of the rides that we wanted to get on. And it was nice because you and I had not been to Universal since grad night. So since our senior year of high school, that was the last time that we were there.
Yeah.
And it was nice to see how much everything had changed and how different everything was. It was a little heartbreaking for like our favorite rides that weren't there.
Comparing them, like,
Back to the Future.
Yeah. Like, where's Back to the Future?
Yeah,
like Back to the Future.
But it was so much fun. It was so nice. And we said we're going to go back in January, so we're going to go back again so that we can experience it. What were your thoughts of the park altogether? Like, I know you said you needed to be able to relinquish control. How did you feel being there and doing all of that?
It was so much fun. Like, I feel like even when I'm working and let's say I'm taking kids on trips, it's never about me. Like, I think I was telling Mike, or maybe I was telling you, but I'm normally the bag carrier. I hold all the kids' bags, right? I make sure that they're having all the fun that they want to have whenever we're going out of town, taking trips and everything. But it's never about me and my fun, me having a good time. So I thought it was a really great time. I honestly really enjoyed it, like every bit of the experience. Now, granted, there's times when they were like, yeah, we're going to keep on going. I'm like, nah, I need to eat. I'm hungry, but I'm almost to hangry. Yeah. And I don't think we want that on this trip. With a little bit of sleep and need of food.
And one thing I will say is we all got on the rides together. And that was one of the things I liked. We made sure that we packed, like, now what I will say is when we go back, we're definitely taking a book bag. We are taking a book bag. We're not taking satchels. We're not doing that. We're taking full on book bags.
Mike, you lied to us.
Yeah. We needed book bags. We're taking book bags in January, right? But that's the other thing, like being able to just enjoy life. And that's where I'm at right now. Yeah. And that's what I've been telling people. Like, I've spent my entire 20s and early 30s raising kids. That's what I've done. Like you said, everything is about them. Nothing is about me. Excuse me, I'm still fairly young. Like, I'm going to enjoy my life, right? And especially while I can with my children. Yeah. So and that's one of the things I will say when it comes to like Amaria and Devin, they know we go to a theme park, mom's getting on the rides, she's getting on the biggest roller coaster she can, and that's what we do. So I'm really glad that we were able to enjoy that together as a family, because that's what we are. We are family, we've been in this for a long time. So I'm
Right.
glad we were able to enjoy this time together. And I'm so glad that we're good travel partners. I'm really appreciative of the fact that we are good travel partners, because you go somewhere with somebody and you just like,
You can't travel with everybody. Point blank.
like, bitch, you won't let me drive the whole time? Like, bitch, you gonna
Yeah.
take the bathroom? Really? So I'm really glad that we're respectful of one another and our time and our space. And there were times when I was driving. You good? You stayed awake with me through the entire time, which you should have got some sleep, but you did. You stayed awake the entire time that I was driving, and I tried.
Yeah, Ashley was sitting there falling asleep. I'm like, okay.
I
But
tried.
Ashley was like, okay, you ready to take it? I was like, yeah, I just need my playlist. We were in Georgia. I was like, oh, I need my Georgia girl. Where Monica?
Next time we're gonna have our playlist together, so we're not shuffling music.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think on the way back. So on the way back, it was a horrible ride back. Not because of anything that we did, but it's because we were literally running on fumes at that point. You're talking about we left out we left out Saturday morning by 3 o'clock in the morning. We went straight to the park. We were dehydrated. We stayed at the park until 10 o'clock at night. We got up Sunday. My daughter, Amaria, she made brunch for us. We went straight to the photo shoot. We did that all day. And then we got something to eat. Then Monday, we were supposed to leave out Monday morning. And when we left out, he took us on days. He was taking us all kind of places. And we're sitting here like, can we call in tomorrow? Because I really don't feel like going to work. We could just stay another day. And so we ended up not leaving until 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
3 o'clock.
Yeah.
So that was the longest ride back ever, though.
The traffic wasn't bad, but it's just we were exhausted. We really were exhausted.
Oh, Florida traffic was terrible. You were sitting in the passenger side. I got us out of Florida, and it was literally the same equivalency of you getting us through Georgia and South Carolina.
It was. And then we ended up getting back to South Carolina. Oh, Mike said he was like tracking us, right? So Mike tracks me, I track him. We have like this thing where you at? Which you doing what you're supposed to be doing. Anyways, he's like, he tracked us and he's like, you guys, why are you guys by Walterboro? And I'm like, yeah, we had to stop. Like I started towards the end when we got into South Carolina, I started getting annoyed with every little thing. But that was because of me and because, me and my sleep, I need my sleep or I become very angry. But yeah, we ended up, what time did we get in? It was like 11.
Yeah.
It was 11, almost 12 o'clock. And we just crashed. Crashed. And then tried to turn around the next morning and get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and drive you back to Charlotte. My eyes hurt so bad Tuesday. They hurt.
Oh, I was no good to anybody.
Oh my God. I sat there at my work computer. I was like this the whole time. I sat for an hour and a half. Man, screw this. I messaged one of the managers. I'm like, I'm out. I'm out. I'm going to sleep.
Another lesson, make sure you take that next day off.
We need that. We are not in our 20s, honey. We need that recoup day. I'm trying to tell you that my eyes hurt so bad on Tuesday. I logged out of my work computer and I went to sleep and I slept. Had it been until like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Right. I got to get something to eat and I went back to sleep. Yes. It was a good time though. It was fun. And because of it, we made the decision that we're going to start doing things more often. Right. Right. Yeah. More often. And if they're little things, right? Because we have to take time for ourselves. We have to take time for our own mental health. Because it is nice when something's about you and it's not about everybody around you. And one thing I will say about you, Crystal, is you're a very giving person. And while that's great and it's amazing, it hurts you sometimes because you're so
good.
Most of the times I was trying to be nice about it. I didn't want to put that here, but it does because you're so worried about other people. Yeah. You gotta worry about you.
And I definitely know that about myself, which is why self-care is such a struggle area for me. Like my counselor and I, we spend a lot of time talking about, Crystal, how did you implement self-care this week? She's going to be really excited to hear about my trip to Florida. Like, and then I'm telling her I left my work phone was dead. I didn't bring my work computer at all.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like an amazing time for me to just take a step back and really focus on me, my needs, and enjoying myself for me.
I'm proud of you. Like I'm so, and to be honest with you, when we said we were going to take that trip, I was like, she's going to back out on me. Watch, she's going to find a reason
I
to.
legit tried 3 times.
You did. You did. You tried 3 times, and every time you tried, there was a rebuttal. Yes. Every time you tried, there was a rebuttal. Like, oh, sis, find somebody to take you to Rock Hill. I'll pick you up.
Mm-hmm. And those reasons were not legit reasons, but I was really setting it up and like, okay, this is a crutch. This isn't going to happen. Like, clearly I'm not supposed to be going on this trip. And I was like, okay, first thing. Okay. And then second thing, I'm like, crap, my car wants to act up. That was like the last straw. I was like, forget this. I'm not going. Like, I'm not going. I'm not doing this. I don't want to burden somebody and ask them to drive me to Rock Hill. But thankfully, I have some amazing bond sisters who always come through, and they know that I need that type of trip just as much as anyone else. So definitely appreciative of that. But I was like, nah, I can't believe this. I can't believe this. I'm not supposed to be going. And even my sister, she was like, Crystal, I don't care what you do, but you getting on that car.
You really did need it. Like I needed it, but you really needed it.
Yeah.
Like I've been getting on you for the last couple of months. Like, yo, worry about yourself. Seriously, worry about you. Where you at? Because you letting any and everybody else take over and consume your life to a point where you're not able to enjoy what you can. So yeah, I'm really happy that you did go with us. It was a lot of fun. So we have to figure out what our next trip is from now until January. Even if we do something really small, I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
Something,
definitely so.
even if it's something small. My birthday's coming up. Yeah,
It is coming up.
we gotta see if we can do something.
I'm in midsummer.
Yeah, I know you
It
can't.
is coming. It is coming up. And I think that's the week I leave camp. So I definitely can't do anything that time.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens with me. Because I said I might go back to Tampa. I might, because the great thing is I can take my work laptop and I can work anywhere. So I don't gotta sit in one spot. And it dawned on me this past week, like, sis, you're not confined. Like I knew I wasn't confined, but it like really hit me because I was talking to one of my coworkers and she's like, next time take your laptop with you. She's like, stay wherever you're at for the whole week. I was like, huh. She's like, yeah. She's like, stay there. You can either work from there or she's like, you could take 4 hours of PTO. And I was like, it's a great idea. That is a great idea. And then, I unplugged because I'm used to being hardwired, right? So I unplugged, I worked off of the Wi-Fi. And last week, I really took the time to enjoy my surroundings, right? Because my workstation is in my room. So I literally work in my room, literally sleep in my room.
Right.
So I don't leave my bedroom. And so I said last week, you know what? I pay rent. I'm going to enjoy it. I just got some new furniture. I'm going to enjoy it. So I worked in my living room. And it was nice. And it's one of those situations where you're able to enjoy that. It's like appreciate the little things, right?
Right.
You recognize when the big things come and you can really, really like take it all in. And I think that's something that we both need to learn to do.
Mm-hmm. I can agree with that. Yeah, I can definitely agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what else happened this week? What else happened? Because we haven't really had much time to talk. I got to tell you about my Pilates experience this morning. Remind me to
okay. Let's see here. It's just been work, a lot of work, no more work. That's really like the bulk of my week. And what I did do is Friday, I was like, you know what? I'm not staying in here all day. And I took off, and my plan is to go home next week. And still that same weekend that we were going to do our photo shoot, I'm going down for my nephew's birthday. And I went on and I blocked that time. I was like, you know what? And so now I'm going to really work on making time for myself, or even if it's going down back home, since I rarely get to do that, but really focusing on that type of time.
Yeah, you got to take your time for you. You have to enjoy your life.
Yeah.
Speaking of time, and that's one of the things that I'm learning to do as well. Like I said, I spent all this time raising kids. Now that they're older, and Devin is working, so he has his own stuff to do. And me and Amaria, we hang out all the time. Like, we're sitting down. I came in last night. I went on a date. I went on a date last night.
We'll talk about that.
Talk about
that later.
I went on a date. It was nice. But I still came in early enough. And Amaria is like, can we watch a movie together? And I'm like, yeah, we'll watch a movie together. So we watched a movie. Yeah. Yeah. And so that leads me into Pilates.
Pilates.
So I've been on a Pilates kick for the past month. I absolutely adore it. I love it. It's so much fun. And then I took a week off of not doing any Pilates.
You took a week off?
I took the entire week off. Because you got to think, like, most of my classes are on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, and then I go Tuesday and Wednesday.
Right.
And so Tuesday I slept. So I went ahead and I canceled my class for Tuesday. I canceled my class for Wednesday. And then Saturday, I'm not getting up. So I went out last night and I went on a date with this guy. We'll see how things go with him. He's really nice. Really nice.
We're all for nice guys.
I love nice guys. I love them. They're the best. He was such a sweetheart. We ended up at the bowling alley. And, I used to be one of those that I would be really big on dates, like first dates. You got to wow me. You got to impress. Now I'm just like, man, let's just do something fun. I'm over moving to dinner. Like, and
you're saying that you're over that? See, I'm doing this thing with my eye.
I am over it. I mean, let's be real. There's really no point in going to expensive restaurants. I don't eat beef and I don't eat pork. So take me to a steakhouse for what? So I don't, so we ended up at a bowling alley, and we went to the arcade. And what I've realized is I'm a big kid. I've always known I'm a big kid, but those are the best dates for me. Right. And, without me even having to tell him that that's what I like and that's what I enjoy. And so we spent like several hours in the arcade just having fun. I beat his ass several times on the motorcycle games. And he's looking like,
don't try me.
What's funny is he's looking like, hold on, like, you play games? I'll do a little something. But I did. Like, I think we went 6 rounds on the motorcycle games, and he lost every single one of them. Even in one, he came in like 10th place against the machine. Oh, it was horrible. It was horrible. I mean, it was great for me because I beat him.
Yeah.
I had fun. But I ended up drinking, right? So we ended up having margarita. I had a margarita and he had something else. He had a dark liquor, And mind you, this is the week that we came back. So I'm still trying to recover because I have not been drinking my water like I'm supposed to.
Same.
I got up this morning. I barely got up, barely made it to class on time. And I walk in, I look at everybody. Everybody looks at me. I go to my reformer. I lay down. This teacher that I've never had before, she comes back with the weights. She comes back with sliders. Like, she comes back with all kind of stuff. She sets up, and I'm like, wait, what's going on? Are we not just on the reformer today? Put it like this. I was so tired and I was so dehydrated. I had to get up and walk out of class. I had to get up and walk out. I did. I walked out and I was like, I need water, please. So I had to tell the receptionist, like, give me a cup. She's like, do you want like a full water bottle? No. I'm just going to sit here. They laughed at me at the end of class. And I'm like, I will never do that again. First of all, I took an entire week off. I'm never going to do that again. Never. Because they laughed at me. They thought And mind you, I'm in this class with a lot of women and they were laughing at me. They're like, yeah, like you did not look like you were going to survive today.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm not doing that again. I'm going to get up first thing in the morning. I'm going to drink my water like I'm supposed to. I'm going to hydrate this week. And I'm going to be doing my workouts at home. Because the teacher looked at me and she's like, it's never a good time when somebody walks out of class. I'm like, no, it's all me. It's me. I was drinking last night and I was up until 1 o'clock in the morning. And she's like, oh, you won't do that again, will you? And I'm like, no, ma'am, I won't. No.
It was like you're in school.
One of the other ladies walked up to me. She's like, you probably need to wear less clothes too. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not ready for shorts yet. Okay. But that was my last 24 hours. Yeah. And then I came home and went to sleep.
Nothing like that.
Yeah. Yeah. They laughed at me in class.
No.
Yeah.
Well, this was great. I hope that you all heard some of our experiences as far as like self-care, taking care of ourselves, way to kind of have control but not have control, and then also just living life to the fullest, carpe diem. Definitely.
I'm not go with the flow. That's where I'm at in life right now.
Yeah.
If it's fun, I want to do it. If you're stressing me, you can get on.
Mm-hmm. But be prepared for whatever comes with it. Pilates.
I have fun though. I went on a date. Oh.
It's okay.
Have fun. No, seriously though. And then on my side, because I am the free spirit. Look, my computer's going off. I don't know if you guys heard the dinging. Because I'm such a free spirit. On the other hand, you have to learn that balance, right? In situations like me, you got to learn to kind of reel it in a little bit. While it's great to go with the flow, while it's great to have fun, you still have to have a little bit of control. You still have to have a little bit of planning. Otherwise, you end up in a situation like I did today. Yeah. You're totally unprepared and people are looking at you like, what the hell are you doing? You look lost. So definitely find that balance in there. Learn to enjoy your life, learn to enjoy everything, but at the same time, make sure that you have a plan going into it because you need that.
Yes, definitely so.
Yeah.
Even if plan A doesn't work, just make sure there's other letters. Plan B, C, D. Yeah. All right. Ashley, you want to close us out, girl?
Yes. Well, listen, thank you so much for your time, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for going on this journey with us. Until next time, have a great one.
Yes. Bye, y'all.
Bye.